Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. I know it's been a while. I haven't streamed or recorded or anything, and I feel like a year. Uh, wasn't really enjoying live streaming very much just because I just played at, you know, random times. I don't really have a set schedule, so it's kind of hard to, have people stick with it. I understand that. Also, Fortnite was getting really boring. I didn't really like the new season. Haven't played that in I don't know, a year at least. So I just play some different games with my friends, play some different games by myself, and I just thought, if I'm playing video games, might as well just put it on my channel. Maybe get a couple subscribers, maybe get a couple likes. Try to build the channel organically, I guess. Easy content, just basically I'm just gonna be making a series of Let's Play videos. That's pretty much what it is. What I'm going to be playing now is Age of Empires 2, Definitive Edition. Just going to be going through the campaigns on hard. There is many DLCs for anyone that's ever played this game. I think this game came out in 1999, so I was about 4. I probably started playing this game when I was 7. They're still making updates to this game. I mean, this isn't even the same version of the game that I played when I was a little kid, but it's much better, and it's got really similar stuff. They upgraded graphics and movement and everything to suit modern PCs and stuff. But I'm going to be playing through this, going through all the campaigns, just giving basically a walkthrough, I guess. Nothing's going to be speed run. I've watched some speed run videos in Age of Empires, and they're incredibly boring. I don't care if you beat a campaign in 15 minutes and it's supposed to take 2 hours. But I bought myself a mic. I've been trying to go over the settings and the sounds, making sure I can't hear the clicking of my mouse and my keyboard, just so it sounds a little more professional. So how I'm going to do this, I already have some marks because I've already beaten some of these campaigns. Oh, a lot of the campaigns. But I'm going to be going through this game how it was made, basically. So, Age of Empires 2, Age of Kings was the first Age of Empires 2, and so I'm going to be going through those campaigns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'll be moving on to the Age of Conquerors campaigns, which is like Attila the Hun, El Cid, where's America, Montezuma. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing Age of Kings campaigns first. I'm pretty much going to make one single video for every mission, unless the missions are incredibly short, like the William Wallace campaign, since it's a learner's campaign. And some of the William Wallace campaign is a little boring. That's understandable because, if you've ever played a game or you know how to work a mouse, I feel like most of it is pretty self-explanatory. But I'm just going to follow how the games were made. So as you see, you got the 1296 to 1298, and then so technically the William Wallace campaign happened after the Barbarossa campaign, but on the Age of Kings, the Barbarossa campaign comes after William Wallace. That's just how they did it. I think it's difficulty rating. One thing too, and I'm just going to be explaining all this stuff in this first video, just because it's going to be some simplistic gameplay at first, just showing you guys how to play a little bit, going through the campaign, how the definitive version has done it. If there's one sword, that tells difficulty level. 2 swords is harder, 3 swords is the hardest. Now, in my opinion, I feel like some of the one sword campaigns have incredibly hard missions. But I guess it's basically just trying to tell you that is the level of difficulty for the whole campaign. Like, I feel like the Barbarossa campaign has some insanely hard missions. And the Alarat campaign, even though it's a 3-sword campaign, which is the hardest, I feel like some of the missions are actually pretty simple. Maybe that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I've noticed it. Definitely William Wallace campaign is by far the easiest. Joan of Arc campaign, which will be next, it's still a pretty easy campaign. They don't allow you to get great text until the end, so that's what makes it a little difficult. You're always in a lower age than your opponents for the most part. But yeah, let's get started. I'm probably going to record the first 4 missions, maybe the first 5 missions on this video, because these beginning missions are incredibly easy. So one thing too, I'll explain. Wherever these missions are located, this is a map of Europe. There's I believe that's like modern day Turkey, a little part of it. So this is where these missions are actually going to be taking place. So William Wallace, Scotland. And I'll read the definition. I'll read the description of the campaign. The warriors of Scotland attempt to hold off an invasion of the better equipped English armies. We're learning the basics of Age of Empires 2. You build an economy, train soldiers, fighting, defeating your enemy. Yeah, I mean, and in the bottom right corner, we're playing as the Celts. So that is who I'm going to be. I don't know if these campaigns are 100% where they took place. What I mean is, I don't know if this mission actually took place right here in Scotland. Maybe it happened somewhere in this area. Not all of these are 100% historically accurate. If you've ever played the game, they try to, I guess you say, romanticize the missions a little bit. So, as playing the Celts or the Scottish, it's basically going to make the Scottish the good guys and the English the bad guys. Well, in real life, I don't really see neither one of them as being bad in general. So when you have an English campaign later with Edward Longshanks, it's going to be making him a good guy against whoever he's fighting against. So just take that with a grain of salt, basically. But this conflict where the Scottish and the English fight each other would be happening in Scotland and England, in that area. I used to be a history teacher, so I'm I enjoy historical things. Again, they like to tell stories in this, so not all of it is 100% accurate. So just because you heard an Age of Empires 2 does not mean it is Bible truth, basically. Yeah, some of it's a little different. So I'm going to play the first couple missions. I'll explain along the way. There is a guy talking, explaining what's happening, what's going on. So sometimes I'll shut up and let him talk because he's explaining how to do things. Even though I already know how to do them, some people watching this might want to be getting into Age of Empires. I know there's 4 Age of Empires games, but believe it or not, the second Age of Empires is the most popular, which makes no sense. But it's just the one that's been going strong for the longest, and they're still making DLCs. I think they made a DLC this year with some more campaigns. But all right, let's start marching and fighting.
We are without a leader. The dead King of Scotland has no heir. War creeps in from the south, where Edward Longshanks, the avaricious King of England, has returned from successful campaigns in Wales and France. As Longshanks turns his attention to Scotland, the shadow of fear settles across the Highlands. The English have thousands of Welsh longbowmen, hundreds of knights on horseback, and dozens of siege weapons. We Scottish have a rabble of untrained soldiers who do not even know how to march in a straight line. We must act soon. If we're to have any chance of resistance, we need to forge an army by any means necessary.
Alrighty, so that was basically the backdrop of what's taking place. Playing this game, you got your main objectives, hints, it will tell you some things you need to know, and then scouting reports. When you get to harder levels, scouting reports and hints will actually come in handy. Will tell you who you're going against, what they like to send out against you, and maybe where they're located, or a hint of you attack them early. If you let them build their strength, there'll be a problem. So just little stuff like that. I mean, these first couple missions, the hints are going to be like, here's how you move your character. They're not going to be anything crazy, but we'll get through that. This is the narrator.
The English are terrorising all of Scotland, and it's time for us to fight back.
This is my
but if we're
little
to defeat them, every one of us will need to learn how to march and fight. Follow the path to the blue flag. First, click the soldier. Good. Now right-click near the blue flag.
Already did, Chief.
Good. Now move to the next flag. Click the soldier, then right-click near the flag. Excellent. Now to move to the next flag, you must walk through the black area. Moving into the black area reveals more of the map. The black area represents unexplored territory. That's all there is to it. Now go to the next flag, where you will meet some allied soldiers.
I just skip him sometimes by just doing it anyway, because I already know what to do.
To move all your soldiers at once, click near the units and drag around them. Then right-click to move them. Try moving your soldiers to the next flag. Did all your units make it to the flag? The road ahead is guarded by an English outpost. Scroll up to the outpost building by moving the mouse to the very top of the screen. Then click the red outpost. Right-click the outpost to attack it. The outpost is destroyed. That should slow the English raids.
Hope so.
Keep following the path to the village. Home sweet home. But wait. The English are angry that you destroyed their outpost. They're coming to attack your village. Don't panic. Just click your soldiers and right-click the red English soldiers to attack. Defeat the enemy soldiers and you'll have won your first battle. Good job. Now you know how to fight back against the English army.
And believe it or not, that was the first mission. All the missions are not going to be like this. Just bear with me for the first 4 missions. They're going to be incredibly easy, but I'm playing through it.
Scotland has soldiers now, if only a few. But if we are to turn back the greed of Edward Longshanks, we'll need many more recruits and much more gold in our coffers. These ancient stones and oaks around us will soon be drenched with the blood of clansmen.
Okay, so after you beat a level, it shows you the score. If you saw the 2 scores in the bottom right corner when we were playing, this is where I got points from: military, economy, technology, society, and then total. It will show me what my military did, how many I killed, how many I lost, how many buildings I destroyed, how many I lost, units converted, and largest army. Economy, we haven't got there yet. Technology, we haven't got there yet either. There's 4 different ages. How much my map I explored, how many researches I had. Society as well. And then the timeline. Basically, this timeline is population. And so it never showed the English had anybody, even though they did. The timeline will also have certain events, like when you advance to the feudal age, castle age, imperial age, there is a massive battle. Wonders built or destroyed. After every campaign, or after every mission, you can return to the map where there's no fog of war or there's no black area, and you can see what the entire map looked like. So I started here, I traveled all the way here, defeated the English, and that was it. Alright, let's get on to that second mission, defeating the army.
An army marches on its stomach, or so the old saying goes. My clansmen have been farming and tending sheep for hundreds of years. But gathering enough food to feed an army is a different matter entirely. Without a strong economy, the meagre forces that we have cobbled together will collapse again.
I gotta gather 50 food, wood, and gold. The hints are basically just telling you what villagers can do. They can gather resources, they can build buildings. And then the scouting report is just showing me there's gold deposits in the northeast and southeast. So they'll be in the black area on my mini map. This is my score, my name. This is also a pretty easy level.
To support the Scottish army, you will need to build up your stockpile of resources. To win, gather 50 food, 50 wood, and 50 gold. To gather food from the forage bush, click a villager, then right-click a forage bush near the blue flag.
There you go. I'm going to get berries, which will give me food. You can get food from farms or deer or fish. They all go to the food category.
The
you
villager
get wood
will
from
continue
trees,
working for you,
obviously.
carrying the food to the town centre.
So once he collects his amount, which will be 10, because he has no upgrades on him, he will walk back to the town center, drop it off. I'll get the 10 up here.
The amount of food you have is shown in the upper left corner of the screen. In addition to your food stockpile, you can see your current wood, gold, and stone stockpiles.
Yeah.
The more villagers you have, the faster you can gather resources. Assign your new villagers to gather food.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna scout with the villager because they said north or southeast there was gold deposits. So there you go.
Good.
There's gold.
You found some gold.
Gold is a very finite resource, so is stone. So they're incredibly important. There's not much food deposits on the map, but you can build farms and get unlimited, basically, source of food as long as there's enough wood to build farms. I know that doesn't make 100% sense, but it does if you play the game a long time.
Good job. You now have enough wood.
Yes, I do. And see, I don't have to wait for them to collect all of it. I could send them back with 5.
Great. You now have 50 food. To win, also gather 50 wood and 50 gold. To gather wood, click a villager, then right-click a tree. If you haven't found any gold yet, search in the unexplored territory.
So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the more resources I collect, the higher my score goes up. If I build buildings, it goes up. If I kill units or destroy enemy buildings, it goes up. If I scout, it goes up. Different stuff like that. Research technologies.
Excellent. You now have enough gold.
This little circle shows the range of my town center. It
You're
shoots
well on
arrows.
your way to making a city.
Put a shirt on, boy.
Edward Longshanks, for all his disrepute, has shown his military tactics in Wales, England and France to be very effective, if not cruel and ruthless. He is indeed an enemy to be feared. The English sacked the town of Berwick-upon-Tweed. With that I could call it a battle, but it was truly more of a massacre. Unless we organise our army, there will be more massacres to follow. I pray that we can be ready when Longshanks comes.
Again, another incredibly easy mission. I already explained all that. I can return the map, and I can see basically what they made. Let's go to mission 3. Training the troops. Just to let you guys know, if I beat these on standard, there will be a bronze mark. If I beat them on moderate, it will be silver, and if I beat them on hard, they'll be gold. I've already played all this before. Just trying to get myself back into the game. I actually recorded other videos, but I didn't do it with the mic. I wanted the sound quality to be better, so I got rid of them. So that's why these were all completed like this. Just to let you know, too, there is cheat codes in this game, but if you use cheat codes, you can beat the level, but you will not get a check mark. That's kind of how this works. Training the troops, mission 3.
In villages throughout the Highlands, there is grim talk of skirmishes between Scotland and England.
Look at my boy.
We lost the town of Dunbar this week. Scottish defenders broke ranks and fled. The English have an army that is larger and better trained. To compete with them, we are going to need new recruits to pick up spear, sword and bow. We must transform these shepherds into soldiers.
Dunbar, Scotland is still a city, apparently. That's cool. Looking it up. Alright, objectives: train 4 militia. These are going to be the Dark Age units that you get from your barracks. You can upgrade them when you go to different ages. Men-at-arms, long swordsmen, two-handed swordsman, and champion, but we'll get there. Hints: locate extra resources. our scouts are probably lost in the woods, meaning there's really not a scout anymore because there's nothing to tell.
We will need many soldiers to defend our homeland. To win, you will need to create 4 militia. We'll start by creating villagers. Click your town centre. Then click the Create Villager button in the lower left corner of the screen. It takes time for the villager to appear. If your town centre is selected, you can see the progress in the status area at the bottom of your screen. Good job. The villager has appeared next to your town centre. Now, create another villager. You need additional housing to support your population.
I already did it.
To build a house, click a villager.
So
Click
this
the
is the
Buildings
dark.
button. Click the
Yeah.
Build House button. Then click where you want to build the house. Good
See,
job.
He's a little behind
Try building
me.
another house.
I already
Each
did
house
it all.
supports 5 units. The population indicator at the top of the screen shows your current and supportable population.
That's
Other
the
buildings
pop.
are made just like houses. Try building a barracks. The barracks is a military building. Barracks
is
complete.
barracks.
Now you can create soldiers. Click the barracks, then click the Create Militia button. That's 1 militia unit. Create 3 more, and you will have enough soldiers to protect this area and win the scenario. Selecting
he's
different
a little
buildings or
behind.
units gives you different options in the lower left corner of the screen. If more than 1 villager builds a
See.
building, it will go up faster. Click the barracks, and quickly click the Create Militia button 3 more times to make 3 soldiers in a row.
Yeah, I already know what to do. So
Now that you have a few soldiers, you will be able to defend this area against English attacks.
So these are Dark Age buildings. Every age you advance, the buildings will have a different look to them. Yeah, I mean, that was an easy campaign. Just wanted me to build houses. It was explaining population limit and then build some military. That was it.
Now that we have militias stationed across the border, the English have slowed their raids. But facing Longshank's army will be another matter. The wicked English king is yet to bring his famous longbows to bear. Our militias can only get us so far. We're going to need more advanced weapons.
All right, so let's go to map. So again, I did this really quickly, just because, like he said, if you use multiple villagers to build a building, the building will go up faster. I put 1 villager on each house, and I put 2 villagers on the barracks. Barracks, you can build your militia or your ground military, while the town center is where you upgrade ages, you bring resources to, and you build, or you basically get villagers, and villagers get you all your resources. The one thing that he was talking about was number of villagers. This was the population. Each house gives you 5 pop, so I could build 5 more units. If you cannot get past 15, if I had 15 units, I'd have to build another house. Town center also gives you 5. And this shows you the amount of villagers I have with the amount of population. So 5 villagers, 4 army, 9. Let's go to the 4th video. Not 4th video, 4th. Wow. 4th mission, research and technology. This is the first mission where you actually do something. And the 5th mission will be a little better as well.
Rumours creep in from the south of a giant who leads the forces of Scotland.
That's William Wallace.
His great sword driving through earth, man and horse alike. If this mythical knight can stall the English advance, it will give us time to develop the arms we need. Even now our smiths are forging swords and fletchers are crafting arrows and crossbow bolts.
Oh yeah. Okay, to win, we need to advance to feudal age, and I'll explain that, and repel the English. Okay, soldiers automatically attack if people come near them, or you can click an enemy to fight. We're surrounded by forests. English have been roaming the countryside. Yeah. Alright, so one thing you guys need to know is that on a normal scenario, there is going to be the computer that you play against. They'll actually have an AI, so they'll send units. But for these earlier ones, they don't have anything, so they just send a couple units. They don't have a base. Alright.
The The English use very advanced weapons and armour. To win, you will need to advance to the feudal age and repel the English raids. You're going to need to research some technologies of your own to increase the strength of your civilization. For example, researching loom makes your villagers harder to kill. To research loom, click the town centre, then click the research loom button.
Go to 25 to 40
Researching
HP
technology costs
and
you
armor.
resources, but improves your civilization. While researching, you can put your villagers to work and use your military units to explore.
So I can harvest deer, berries, kill sheep, all go to my food. To advance to feudal age, I need dark age buildings. I need at least 2. I have 2 of them. Mill, barracks. Now I just need 500 food, as you see, and I will go to a new age, better technologies, stuff like that.
New technologies and buildings become available when you advance to a new age. To advance from the Dark Age to the Feudal Age, you need 500 food.
Again, this is another easy mission, nothing too serious. Just advancing ages, they're showing you what ages are. Dark Age is the most simplistic. These are your buildings and your military buildings, and I have hotkeys for them. So, in the Dark Age, all of the buildings that are lit up are the things you can build. So I can build houses, farms, mills, which this is mill. A mining camp to mine stone and gold. A lumber camp to harvest trees. And a barracks
Now you have
to
enough
build
food to advance to the Feudal
militia.
Age. However, you also need 2 buildings from your current age. Now you can advance from the Dark Age to the Feudal Age. Click your town centre, then click the Advance to Feudal Age button. Good. You're on your way to the Feudal Age. In addition to gathering food at forage bushes, villagers can herd sheep or hunt deer for food. To arms. The English are making a sneak attack.
So these are feudal age units. They're men-at-arms. They're the upgrades of militia. They're a little stronger. More HP. 5 more and 2 more attack. I just have way more units though, so it's not that big of a deal.
Now that the battle is over, create some extra militia units at the barracks to replenish your forces.
Yep. And this is the spearmen. Like it says, anti-cavalry. They're very good against mounted units, but they're bad against archers, and they're very bad against ground units. Infantry units are all-purpose, destroying buildings, fighting other infantry. They're weak against archers because they're so slow. And they're weak against cavalry because they're not on horse. I'm just making these guys patrol just for some aesthetics. See, look, the building's
Congratulations.
changed.
Advancing to the next stage is the best way to improve your civilization. The idle villager button. Click it and locate villagers who are not currently assigned to a task.
This
now
is
that you're
a
in the
villager
feudal
button.
age, you can upgrade your militia to men-at-arms. Click the barracks, then click Upgrade to Men-at-Arms. Upgrading to Man-at-Arms will change all your militia units to the more powerful Men-at-Arms.
Yeah, so I'm upgrading this tech to get men-at-arms. All these guys will change to men-at-arms, and then every unit I build after will be men-at-arms. If a villager is not working, you can click the idle villager button, and it will go right to the villager not working.
The English are attacking again. Teach them a lesson with your new men-at-arms.
A knight is a castle age unit. I can't build it until I get the castle age.
The English are no match for your warriors.
So there you go.
Longshanks has invaded, stormed and sacked the city of Perth. Worse, he has captured the fabled Stone of Scone and declared himself King of Scotland.
Oh no. Not the stone
He
of
cannot
Scone.
bring about a victory in battle soon. The Scottish armies will be too demoralised to put up any fight at all. If this mythical Scottish giant does exist, I wish that he would bring his forces up to Stirling, where we shall next do battle.
Alrighty. So, see, that was their... when they had units. That's them in the timeline. That's the map. Was that research and technology? Was that what that was? Alright, I'm going to do one more for this video, the Battle of Stirling, and then I'm going to do another video with the last 2 missions. They'll be a little more difficult, but they're still a piece of cake.
The time for minor skirmishes is over. We now prepare for war. The villain Longshanks is poised to cross the River Forth and threaten the town of Stirling with a force of men-at-arms, heavy cavalry, and a multitude of archers.
He's a villain.
Our newly forged army marches southward to establish our own base and attack the English before they can ready their troops.
Again, like I said, he's not a villain. It's just, that's what it's making. I gotta defeat the English and destroy their watchtower. Keep exploring. Okay, random map. Where the village is Stirling, across the stone bridge to the west. So the west of the mini-map is where the English fort is.
The time has come to take the offensive. The English have a fort near the town of Stirling. If we can defeat the English here, they may think twice about their invasion of Scotland. To win, destroy the English tower to the west. Before we attack the English to the west, we need to build up our forces. Have your villagers start gathering food and wood. Keep making villagers at your town centre until you have 10. The more villagers you have, the faster your resources will come in.
This is a scout.
Scout cavalry are poor fighters, but they can see a great distance.
Yes, they have big lines
You
of
can
sight.
use your scout cavalry to
get
explore the rest of the
every
map
age.
and find the English. You can gain more food by building fishing ships. To create fishing ships, have your villagers build a dock in the water to the south. You can specify a location for new units to gather by setting a gather point. For villagers, click the town centre and click the Set Gather Point button. You've found some sheep. Sheep are a good source of food, so send them back to your town centre and assign a villager to gather food from them.
Yep, so docks, you can have naval units, as well as fishing ships. Fishing ships are a great source of food income. You can build fishing traps, or you can fish.
Now click the dock and build a fishing ship.
The deep water fish. Again, two Dark Age buildings to advance the Feudal Age, and 500 food. And because I have 3 houses and a town center, my pop cap's 20, and I have 9 units. 8 of them are villagers.
To fish, click a fishing ship and right-click on a leaping fish. The fishing ship will collect fish and automatically return them to the dock. Fishing ships are also useful for exploring.
So I put him on auto scout because, you know, I'm not playing a random match against anybody, but
Build a barracks and 5 militia to defend your villagers and explore the map.
good to scout, definitely. Now in a normal game, you would never really want your town center to be idle. You'd want to keep producing villagers until you can advance to multiple ages. But because this is a scenario, I don't care about that.
Villagers can also build farms. Build 4 farms near your mill when your forage bushes are depleted. Each farm needs only 1 villager working on it. The hill with the dead tree protects the only access to your town.
Right.
It would be a good idea to build a watchtower on this hill once you advance to the feudal age. The English are coming to attack. To protect your villagers, you can use the town bell to garrison them in your town centre. Click your town centre, then click town bell. Good. You defeated the English assault. If you have villagers in your town centre, ring the town bell again to send them back to work. You are close to the English base. Better not knock down this wall until you have an army of about 12 soldiers.
Alright, so this is my scout. He's scouting the enemy
An
base.
English outpost. You know what to do.
Knock it down.
Knock it down.
Okay.
Kid, the
Sorry everyone, I muted my mic. I was talking to my wife, so if you didn't hear me for a while, that was what?
Erlov.
Erlov.
I need some wood.
Rob Kia.
Now that you have reached the feudal age, concentrate on making some soldiers to fight the enemy. You will
I need
need
a
at
lot of
least
wood.
12.
Actually. So I would have been going a little faster if I wasn't paying attention. Oh my, they're glitched. Now you can research different technologies. This technology helps your villagers chop wood faster. This technology helps your farms last longer by giving them more food. This technology increases the overall line of sight for my buildings, and this one helps my villagers move faster and carry 25% more resources. So when you upgrade ages, you can advance technologies. You know, it really helps. I'll build a farm in a second, and I'll show everyone how that works.
Kid.
I just need enough wood for a barracks. There we are. I'm gonna build my barracks over here. In the feudal age, there's different buildings, a blacksmith and a market. Market, you can sell different resources for gold, or you can sell gold for different resources. A blacksmith, it's pretty obvious. You can upgrade your armor, and you can upgrade your weapons. So for archers, cavalry, and militia. And then also in the feudal age, you can make archers, and you can make cavalry. You can build a watchtower, which shoots arrows. You can build walls, wood or stone, and you can build an outpost. Build gates as well. Boom. So I don't need any of that right now, though. So I'm not doing it. Okay, I'm gonna upgrade for the men-at-arms. And then this research, it's called supplies. My militia costs 60 food and 20 gold. When I research this, my militia will cost 45 food and 20 gold. So it's very good to use in the long run.
Kia.
I'll build a farm for you guys real quick too to show you what that looks like. This is a farm. It costs 60 wood, and without upgrades, it's going to give you 175 food. When it runs out of food, if you have this on automatic farm reseeding, your guy will just reseed it for another 60 wood, and you'll get another 175 food on it, which he has to farm, as you see him farming away. These are great sources of basically unlimited food. As long as you have enough wood to reseed them, you'll have enough food to supply your army, basically. So, what did he say? What did he say? I needed 12 men-at-arms or something? Something like that. Again, I would keep building villagers, but... Oh, I need a house.
Kia.
Don't need any more of that, so I'm just gonna...
Rob Wigger.
6,
Rob Wigger. Rob Wigger.
7.
Earl of
Bonnet.
Kid. Rob Wigger.
I forget about PopCap.
Remember, you can upgrade your militia to men-at-arms at the barracks. You should always upgrade soldiers when you can afford it.
Yes, I'm already doing that. Now I have enough population.
Kid.
Won't be a problem. To put him on wood. Actually, forage bush.
Kia.
What's homeboy doing? So now I got a little economy going here. On the mini-map you can see the blue dots are my buildings. Or my units. Still building men-at-arms. For the final battle. I'm just gonna weaken this, so... when my units are done, I can just mass them up, send them over. I would say in a typical game when you're playing against somebody else, your population
Keep exploring the map.
cap is 200. Unless you're on some of these old missions. And I would say 125 to 150 villagers and 75 to 50 militia or army.
Kid?
I'm almost there. I'm about to send my boys in. So I'll show you guys something real quick too. This is pretty cool. You guys probably don't know this. Oh, blacksmith. There's two different armors units have. There is melee armor and then pierce armor. Melee armor means
Remember to upgrade weapons and armor at the blacksmith.
I'll say that in a second.
You do have a blacksmith, don't you?
Renega.
If someone with the sword, so 6 damage, hits this guy, he has no melee armor. It's going to do 6 damage. If someone with the bow shoots me...
Now you have a large enough force to attack the English base. Charge. Keep your villagers working just in case you suffer casualties and need to make more troops.
So I get shot with an arrow. Whatever the arrow's damage is, it will less it by 1 because I have the armor. So now I upgraded an armor upgrade, and now I have 1 melee armor and 2 pierce. So it makes my guys a little stronger. And I can upgrade foraging. That will mean every hit, instead of 6, it will be 6 plus 1, giving my guys 7 damage. Now the armor upgrades are different for cavalry, so that armor upgrade didn't even apply to this guy. But the foraging, which is anything with melee weapons, like a sword, it will apply to both units. Or unit types, I should say. Okay, so we're going to break down the wall, kill the English, and win the scenario. Then I'll make the second bid. Let these guys come out, clap them up. Easy peasy. Lemon squeeze. Alright. Now if you notice with him, because it's a feudal age, his line of sight is even bigger, so you can see a lot. So these are archers. 4 damage, but because I have melee armor, their shots are only going to hurt me 2, not 4.
Good job. You have eliminated the English soldiers. Now, destroy that tower and our victory will be complete.
A little bummer about towers. You see how it's not shooting me anymore? If you do not have a technology called murder holes, they will not be able to hit anything underneath of them. So it wouldn't be able to hit guys directly under it unless you upgrade that.
Great job. You have destroyed the English camp. The Battle of Stirling is sure to end in victory for the Scots.
See, pretty easy again. And the more I
Now
destroy,
that you know how to build up,
the lower their
advance
score
through the
goes.
ages and find and fight your enemies. You have all the basic skills you need to play a random map game. The most common type of game in Age of Empires 2.
Yep. So even buildings have armor as well.
Stirling was our first great victory. Even as we held the coastline, word arrived that Stirling Bridge had been held by a force of Scots led by the mythical knight of whom so many have spoken. Now we know his name. Sir William Wallace, the bane of the English.
They call him Big Will.
Edward Longshanks names Wallace a traitor and a criminal. Sir William replies he cannot be a traitor, for he never swore fealty to an English king.
Oh, got him.
With Wallace leading our armies, the men fight with renewed vigour. Perhaps the tide of our misfortunes is about to turn.
Perhaps. Perchance. Alright, now I can return to the map. And you can see basically everything. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. That is going to be the end of my first video. Showing you basically how to play the game. Showing you how to fight a little bit. I'm going to show you some more difficult techs in the next video, Forging an Alliance and the Battle of Falkirk. Thank you for your support. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next William Wallace video.